people, welcome to my channel. I'm Ginny Metheral and I am a 4th generation witch, and I'm here to talk to you today about how to use the psychic herb lavender in an ointment in order to see ghosts and spirits. I'm going to teach you how to make the ointment, then how to use the ointment in a spell with which you will be able to communicate and see ghosts and ghoulies. So if that's what you want to do, I really recommend this. Anyway, it's really good fun. The ointment, if you don't want to see ghosts and ghouls, is a great balm for the skin anyway. So I suggest you make it just because it's really nice.
Lavender has an extremely long and august history. It's been cultivated for over 3,000 years for its flowers and oils, and when that rather eminent archaeologist Howard Carter opened the tomb of Commune, it was said to retain the smell of lavender, which had been buried with the Sun King. The great Egyptian pharaoh Cleopatra supposedly used it to seduce Julius Caesar, and the Romans had it as part of their bathing rituals, putting it in their baths and scenting their linens with it. In fact, the word lavender comes from the Latin lavare, which means to wash. Lavender was also used by us Brits. Apparently Elizabeth I liked to have a vase of lavender on her table as she ate. I don't think I'd like that, actually, because it's quite a strong smell and might taint your food. The Druids would cast lavender upon their bonfires at midsummer as an offering to the gods and goddesses that they worshipped. So it's a powerful herb in witchcraft, hence why Druids gave it as an offering to their gods and goddesses at midsummer. Of course, the healing properties and the antiseptic properties of lavender were also well known to Druids as its own plant magic.
So this video is a part of my new Herbology series, and yes, we completely stole the term from Harry Potter. Why wouldn't you? It is going to use, hopefully, ingredients that you should have at home. It's not difficult, and it's not something that you need to go out and buy, because I'm very aware in this period of lockdown that we can't really nip out to the shops and go and get some lavender. So I went upstairs and looked in my clothes drawer and found a bag, a sachet of lavender, which I'd used to scent my clothes when I put them away. And I thought, well, we could use this, couldn't we? So ingredient number 1 is some dried lavender from a sachet, or if you've got it growing like I have here, you can use the fresh lavender. You just need to cut it up very small. Use the leaves and the flowers, whatever you prefer or like, or both. It doesn't matter actually, just as long as it's lavender. Second ingredient that we're going to use is some oil. I'm using some British rapeseed oil because I particularly like rapeseed oil. I find it's got a really nice thick viscous quality. Well, this particular brand has anyway. But any oil is fine: olive oil, coconut oil, almond oil, whatever oil you prefer. It just needs to be some oil. The third ingredient is some wax. Now I'm going to use, because I've got it, some beeswax, which I buy it in these little bars because I'm only going to use this amount actually. But if you don't have any beeswax to hand, and let's face it, why should you? You can just use a candle wax. Candle wax is made from petroleum, so it's a natural, non-toxic substance. And this is perfectly good, you know, just a plain white candle, which I'm sure you've got sitting around in your homes somewhere. Everyone has candles, don't they? Or is it just me who has lots? And that is all the ingredients you're going to need. You could, if you've got it lying around, add some lavender essence just for additional flavour and smell. But if you don't have it, don't worry. So the first thing you need to do is to get your lavender, and I used a tablespoon from my lavender bag, and I put it in some oil. I put it in about that much oil. You can see it's about a tablespoon or maybe a bit more, 2 tablespoons of oil. I also added some fresh lavender, which I used from this plant here, and I just chopped it up very fine. And you leave it in a clean, sterilised jar for a day. You can leave it for longer, but a day is the minimum amount of time that you need to steep the lavender in the oil for. Now comes the exciting bit, the cooking. So I am just heating this in a plain saucepan. I'm going to add the whole of this beeswax, and if I can break it, which I don't know if I can. Can't break it. I'm just going to leave it in there and melt it slowly. I'm also going to add the whole of this jar of it's about 2 tablespoons of oil and lavender. So I'm just going to add it in like that. It's about equal amounts. The more oil that you add to your mixture, the more liquidy your mixture will be. The more beeswax, the more solid. So if you want a lip balm, for example, which you could make a perfectly lovely lip balm out of this, just add more beeswax. if you want a more ointmenty salve, add more oil. The proportions of oil and beeswax are merely what makes the ointment harder or softer. It is the lavender and it's distilling through the oil that we're really interested in here. So you can see here it's beginning to melt and bubble. That's all we're doing, is melting and bubbling it together. And it smells a glorious honey and lavender smell because of the beeswax. If you were just using candle wax, of course, you wouldn't get, sadly, that honey smell, but you could add, if you wanted, a little spoon of honey to the mix. That would be delicious. Okay, so it's almost pretty much melted together. Give it a stir, just to make sure. So what you're looking for is literally just to melt the beeswax into the oil. That's all it's going to do. Et voila, this is pretty much the salve, in fact, so I've made it. I'm going to pour it into a small pot when it's slightly cooler than it is now. I have got a lovely pot which says Nivea all over it, so if Nivea would like to ever sponsor me for this video, feel free. When it's slightly cooler than this, I'm going to pour it into the pot, seal it up and let it set. You can put it in the fridge or you can just leave it in a cool, dark place for a while. That is the ointment made. So it's the next day and I have set my little pot, and here it is, the Nivea pot. And inside you can see the rather beautiful salve. I'm bring it close to the camera there. It's got lavender buds which float at the surface. The beautiful yellow colour is of course the beeswax. If you made it out of just your melted candle, it'll probably be a bit whiter. Now you can use this as a lip balm. It's got natural antiseptic properties in it, so in COVID-19 as a lip balm it's great because should you be touching your face and your lips with your hands, of course, this nicely kills all bugs. Lavender also is a brilliant wound salve, and so it helps with eczema or bites, stings, burns, light grazes. It's very good at healing, and so I get it on eczema, so I put it on my eczema, on my chin here, which I find brilliant. So this lavender is a natural rejuvenator of the soul. It's got great antidepressant qualities, and actually if you slept with some dried lavender underneath your pillow for a couple of weeks, it would help you with your depression and insomnia. It's got an added double benefit. However, psychically is what we're going to do with it. Because it opens lines of communications and opens your third eye, which helps you see, physically see ghosts, that's what we're going to concentrate on now. I need you to cast a circle. Now it's important to know where to cast the circle. You should need to cast a circle somewhere there might be a ghost, because there's no point being able to see ghosts if there isn't any. So you need to go somewhere. You can do it in the daytime. You can see ghosts in the daytime, very easily in fact. And you need to go somewhere where there might be some ghosts, and then you can cast your circle. Because if you just cast your circle in your bedroom and then sit there, you probably won't see anything because there probably isn't a ghost there. I mean, I don't know, but most likely not. So if you don't know how to cast a circle, I'm going to put here in the description my cast a circle video, and do watch it because you do need to do this number one step. It's not a very complicated circle, it's a really simple one, so it won't take you very long. You don't need any real ingredients for it, you just need your intent to be put into it. Once you have cast your circle, sit in it quietly. You need to be facing west, which is great if you're outside, just face west, or if inside, face the window. And if the window is facing west, all the better. What you need to do first of all is take some of the balm and then rub it onto your third eye area to ignite the third eye capabilities. So just between your brows, because this is where your third eye is, around this area here, just rub it in and sit there and let... Look, there was the sun coming out to show me how my third eye is just opening up into this world. Rub it here, between the brows, into your third eye, and this will help your third eye to flower and open. Sit quietly for a moment, let that work, a few seconds, doesn't take long. Then take more of your balm, and I want you to rub it onto either of your temples, each of your temples rather. And then again onto your third eye. Et voila, you are now ready to receive communication from the spirit world, or ghosts, whatever you prefer. This salve will last about half an hour. So you need to just sit quietly and wait and see if anything comes. See if you can see anything. After half an hour, the salve will have lost its capabilities, so you will need to reapply. Just strengthen the circle. You don't need to recast. Just think, yes, I'm going to put my intent into the circle and reapply as I have said. So good luck with this. You will potentially see ghosts and spirits, and well, this is the reason why it's there, or maybe just communicate with the spiritual world. It's a great thing to do before you do anything that involves spiritual enhancement or spiritual work. So if you wanted to meditate, you could put this balm on your forehead and your third eye to help you meditate. I'm not a great meditator. I've got too much impatience to meditate. I just get bored and start thinking about shopping. So I'm not even nice shopping, going to Tesco's and thinking about what to feed the family for the next few weeks. So I don't really use it to meditate, but it would be good. I would recommend it if you can meditate. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know in the comments below. Let me know in the comments below if you like it. Let me know if you dislike this video. Also, please do subscribe so I can make more videos for you and we can carry on with this great Herbology series. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. I'll see you in the next one.